Yo, how goes it? So, I had a message up here up top, but it's gone now. But it said that I lost 1,000 meat that I bet yesterday, and a message. Oh, cool. I think that's the one who won the bet. He sent me stuff. Alright, cool. Let's take a look. What? What? Infinite meat. Just infinite. Infinite. Okay. I was thinking about, I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll get more meat and, hey, we might as well hoard some more, right? Let's get over here. Not enough. Need more. More. Okay, so anyway. Well, I mean, shoot, if I find the rabbit hole again, I guess I can buy a set of gear, huh? I don't know. Person? Earl sweatshirt. just 1.5 million. It's a lot to fit in a little box. I mean, you know, little tiny box. It's got like... Not that there's anything to really... Well, I mean, I guess you could always go to the mall and buy stuff. Oh, yeah. I need to get milk of magnesium. How many things in the game can be called magnesium? Good, just one. Actually, this isn't so bad. Oh, 20. 20 seems good to me. Wow. Some people. It's like, yes, this is the most valuable thing in the world. Yeah, okay, whatever. 20 seems good enough to me. Alright. Today is Saint Sneaky Pete's Day. This holiday is remembrance of Sneaky Pete, the redundantly sneaky. One of the 3 archetypal elders who shaped the kingdom into what it is today. Oh, whether or not we should thank them for that is still up for grabs. On this day, everyone gathers in bars to swap stories about the sneaky, underhanded tricks they've pulled on people, while drinking copious amounts of green beer. The parties are generally quite memorable, or at least they would be if anybody were able to remember them. The green beer is pretty nasty, but it's expeditious. And it's said that Sneaky Pete himself invented the recipe, which, all things considered, might have been his final enduring prank. Oh, and few people know this, but Sneaky Pete's not a saint. The ST in the holiday name stands for street. Okay. So... Anyway, I guess it gives me some kind of boost when we drink or something. Alright. So, supposedly, there's another area I can access, but I need to talk to my guild. Did I ever do the monorail station? I know I poked it once. Let's see, still nothing out of you, no skills. Don't really have staffs. Oh, here we are. You hear Blaine calling from inside his crate and bend down to the slot in the side. Hey, listen, could you do me a favor? I've been stuck in here a pretty long time with nothing to eat but dry noodles. I made a takeout order with a White Citadel near Whitey's Grove, but obviously I'm not able to pick it up. If you can go get it for me, I'll pay you back, okay? I could just give you food. I've got like so much food. White Castle, huh? I've heard of the existence of a chain called White Castle, but I've never seen or eaten at one. Thanks, I really appreciate it. I wish I could tell you exactly how to get to White Citadel, but, well, I don't get out much. I expect if you look around Whitey's Grove, you'll figure it out. Okay. A grove. Wait, no, it'd be in the forest. It's a grove. Yeah, there it is. Okay. This is an amazingly busy forest. There's a lot of stuff in here, you know? You fight a Bernese zombie. Head bowed, a lone figure stumbles down the path. And you aren't sure if he's injured or drunk, but it's clear from the way he's staggering that he's on his last legs. You grab his shoulders and keep him from falling over as he lurches up to you. Hey, buddy, you okay? Slowly the head lifts, and your gaze falls on gorged, empty eye sockets dripping rivulets of thick yellow ooze. As you leap backwards in revulsion, the odor of vinegar and tarragon greets your nostrils. The figure moans, more of the thick yellow dressing pouring from its mouth and down its chin. It shambles towards you. All right. Well, I'll just blast you with other sauces. Doot. It moans again, more because, man, that's really disgusting. Knock it off. As it tries to smack you, but its saucy arm falls off instead. This is clearly the work of an evil sorcerer. Clearly. You stare back, determined not to blink first. Let's just blow this thing away. It's gross. A white lion. Kimba, is that you? Was the lion in Narnia white? I have no idea. I've never actually read Narnia. I mean, I've read a lot of old books, but I haven't actually read the Narnia ones. Okay, a white snake who's born to slither alone. Here it goes again on its own, trying to sink its fangs in your skull, but you dodge before he gets a mouthful. It tries to rock you like a hurricane, but you remind it that it's not a scorpion. It starts to attack again, then sinks despairingly to the ground. You know, it says, I never seem to find what I'm looking for. You too? Man, I still haven't found what I'm looking for either. No, I found tons of things I was looking for. All the time. Oh, hey, lion oil. What's this? The oil distilled from certain glands found within the bodies of white lions, generally used by gnomes to keep their semiforges lubricated. No, I'm sorry, samophalanges. Whatever that is. I plan for a completion of this area. I don't know. Probably we're gonna get about an hour-ish, I'd guess. Snake skin. Okay. It's a sign. You wander around Whitey's Grove and encounter a faded sign. White Citadel. Your astute deductive skills, you conclude that the White Citadel must be in the direction east of here. Huh. The whole game's in black and white, so we've got black and white as two things right next to each other, huh? It's like the entire essence, the building blocks of this universe are all collected right here. Alright. Alright. Over a hill from Whitey's Grove, you encounter two guys in matching dark suits and sunglasses. Those are some nice dark suits you got on. Leaning against an old police cruiser parked by the side of the road, the taller one is practicing a blues riff on his harmonica, while the fatter one is lighting a cigarette. Excuse me, are you the police? The fat one takes a drag on his cigarette, looks you up and down, and shakes his head. No, we're musicians. I see. Well, maybe you can tell me, is this the road to White Citadel? Are you on a mission from God, too? I actually haven't seen the Blues Brothers either, but I know a reference when I see one. You think back to the guy from your guild. I am on a mission, but I sure as hell hope the guy who gave it to me doesn't turn out to be God. Well, you're on the right track. White Citadel's a couple of miles away. Gestures down the road with his thumb. The tall one lowers his harmonica and says, "Don't leave the path," then resumes playing. The fat one nods. "Yeah, stick to the road. A lot of bad stuff in these woods. Like what? Cops? Nazis? Ex-fiancés? Worse. There's no such thing as worse." "Oh, well, thanks for the warning." You give him a wave and start down the road. As soon as you're about 10 yards, you take a sharp turn and step directly off the road into the woods. I mean, when someone gives you a warning like that, you know it's bound to happen eventually. Might as well get it over with right away. No, it's a trap. The horrible things are probably on the road. We'll avoid them by going through the woods. You wander through the woods and into a large grassy clearings filled with bright wildflowers. As you walk through them, they release a cloud of pollen. Wizard of Oz? Is this the Wicked Witch of the West's work? The colors suddenly look way brighter. Oh, great. Poppies. Yeah, you don't want Poppy. Her music is weird, and she's weird. Oh, no. You stumble forward in a daze and discover that the field is full of people. There's a people, unless your vision is doubling, and they each seem to be engaged in witty banter or arguments about where they've traveled to, though none of them seem particularly concerned about getting to wherever it is, because they're all deeply intoxicated from the poppies. Oddly, none of them seem to be particularly perturbed by this. In fact, they all look like practiced, even dedicated burnouts. Is this some kind of requirement for two guys on a road trip? Considering how many of them there are, and how you're stumbling around, and how they're stumbling around and getting in your way, albeit probably not intentionally, it's going to take you forever to get to the other side of the clearing without a little judicious use of force. Ordinarily, you'd hate the thought of going into a fight when you're this messed up, but considering how messed up the burnouts are, maybe it'll cancel out and put you all on even footing. These heterosexual life partners seem to be tempting to ask you for directions, but the thin one can't stop his foul-mouthed ranting long enough to express a question. The fat one seems to have either given up on getting a word in edgewise. At least they appear to have ditched the orangutan somewhat. Those things can rip your skin off like a banana peel if they get riled up, and spending a day hitchhiking with these two is enough to make anyone see red. Is going to reference like all the road trip movies ever in this area. Oh wait, I think that was a different one. Regenerate 1 to 3 MP per adventure. It's a typical story. Two friends get deported to Mexico, and in their efforts to get back in time for the Battle of the Pans, they fail to realize that the van they've borrowed is made entirely out of wheat. It happens to all of us at least one time or another, am I right? Although most of us manage to get through it without peeing on a cop's leg. I haven't seen this movie either. Whatever it is. A thin, tightly wound man in a Hawaiian shirt and aviator sunglasses, and his large, swarthy Samoan attorney seem a bit confused as to what they're doing here. But they're rolling with the punches admirably, despite what God has done to them. They've taken a hell of a detour from their intended destination, but that's how it goes. Once you're locked into a serious road trip, the tendency is to push it as far as you can. These two guys just wanted to get to White Citadel like you, but a famous child doctor stole their car. And after a ride on a stone cheetah in a puzzling animated sequence, they've ended up here, in this field of poppies, and incidentally blocking your path. It's a shame that you're going to have to beat them up to get by, but in the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. I haven't seen any of these movies, honestly. It appears that you've run into two motorcyclists, one with a flag painted on his jacket, the other dressed in primitive-style buckskins, who are out searching for freedom and the Loathingian dream. They seem to be decent guys, and it's a shame you're gonna have to pummel them senseless. But maybe this way they'll miss their appointment with that pickup truck. You know, I've wished for a long time I could just travel the country, go down to the lower 48 and just travel about. And of all things, I want to try to eat in all the different states. Yeah, I know that probably sounds completely insane, but that and visit museums and ghost towns. There are all these amazing ghost towns all over the place that just, Unfortunately, I have a job, and that kind of makes it impossible to just go off and go on these giant adventures, you know? I'll have to wait until I'm retired like everyone else. Fight through 11 more pairs. We're counting down. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Should have stuck to the road. Finally. You're fighting a Biclops. Finally managed to push past all the stoners milling about the poppy field, and you make it into the woods at the other side of the clearing. As the narcotic haze lifts and you starts to lift from your mind, leaving you with a pounding headache, you hope that it isn't too much further to White Citadel. You could really do about 30 sliders right about now. And then it turns out you're not the only one who's hungry. And the pounding noise wasn't coming from your head. A massive ogre stomps up to you, saliva dripping from its lips. An angry red light in his 2 eyes. He's a mutant. He's a mutant. 2 eyes? That's just wrong. He asks you your name. You say, reference to the Odyssey. Took me a second. Good grief. Like, what? It's only the most well-known story ever written. He tries to chomp you with his ogre fangs, but closes an eye and loses his depth perception. He tries his ogre spear on you, but closes one eye before he does so and loses his depth perception. You have a real problem with one of your eyes, don't you? That's because it's a mutant eye. It shouldn't exist in the first place, and it knows it. Oh, hey, binoculars. Huh. Hello. Life ain't nothing but witches and mummies. Really? That's interesting. Not in my experience. You find a narrow path. More of an animal trail, really, leading away from where you fought the Biclops and deeper into the woods. It twists and turns, and the forest gets darker as you go. The trees become gnarled and wizened, almost skeletal things, reaching towards you with claw-like branches and snagging your clothes as you brush past them. At this point, discovering a witch's hut is practically inevitable, and you find yourself hoping it's a gingerbread one, because you could really go for some gingerbread. Or some of those cheesy puffed corn things. What are the odds that the witch might build her house out of cheesy puffed corn snacks, you wonder? Boy, those poppies are really sticking with you. Eventually you find the hut. Sadly, it's a regular old wooden shack and not made of any sorts of snacks. Also, the trees surrounding it are thick with cobwebs, from which hang dozens of man-sized cocoons, many of which are twitching as though the occupants are struggling to free themselves. So that sobers you up pretty quick. It's funny that we put the hat on and we immediately go into crazed adventures, huh? Actually, we could go pretty much anywhere in the game and we'd have crazed adventures. Well, let's cut down the people in the webs, of course. Hesitantly, you approach the house. Why the house? Before you reach the porch, a witch sticks her head out of a window and jeers at you. Oh ho! Another intruder, have we? More food for my pet. Hey, now. I just need directions to White Citadel. I'm not looking for any trouble. Not looking for trouble. Well, you found it all the same, my pretty little trespasser. Cackling madly, she pulls out a wand and launches a fat pink beam at you. You throw yourself to the ground just in time to dodge it, but your familiar's not so lucky, and is turned into an adorable baby piggy. Wow, it really was. And in case you're wondering, some sort of feedback loop caused by the extra-dimensional properties of the familiar grow terrarium cause a chain reaction that turns all of your other familiars into adorable baby piggies as well. Still crackling, the witch slams the wooden shutters closed, and you hear a loud click as she latches them. You look at your familiar, who blinks back at you with big round eyes and makes a little oink sound. Man, what is with witches anyway? You leave your familiar to play in the mud for a bit as you inspect the witch's hut. It looks like your typical rundown shack, but, as generally is in the case when witches are involved, there's more here than meets the eye. The wooden walls are gray and splintery, and the shingles are curly and uneven, but apart from the little window in the front door and the edges of the window shutters, there are no gaps in the construction that let light through. It's a solidly constructed house. The front door is, of course, locked. Get out your sledgehammer. We can knock this over. A chill breeze rustles the surrounding cobwebs as you try to decide what to do next. You could try to break through the front door, but a direct assault seems unwise. Maybe if you read the people caught in the spider cocoons, they could help somehow. Of course, it's just as likely they've been really driven crazy by the experience and will attack you. We'll cut them down one way or the other, regardless of if it's a good idea or not. Wait, what if it turns out the cocoons are actually full of spiders? You carefully cut open one of the wiggling cocoons, which turns out not to be a person who had been captured for later devouring, but rather a huge egg sac. It is full of spiders. A huge egg sac filled with just hatched baby spiders. Sorry, I'm too busy picturing that to write any more about it. And thus we begin Arachnophobia. I like that movie, Arachnophobia. I don't know why. I don't think it was a great movie or anything. I just remember liking it for some reason. That wasn't a person. Yep. If it's true what they say about how the human brain blocks out memories of traumatic events, then it better begin blocking right friggin' now, or it's fired. They shoot webs at you, but they haven't learned how to aim yet. A spider jumps at your eyeball, but a gust of wind blows them away. A couple of spiders fight over who's gonna bite you first. Ooh! Billions of spiders bite you in millions of places. You wish the whole thing were just something you made up for a fake memoir. Oh no, not 6 damage. 7 damage, even worse. Great. It doesn't, my familiar doesn't do anything while he's, nope. Crud. Alright. Knock on? You mean smash? You knock on the witch's window and call out, "Hello? He's still there? Are you waiting for my pretty pet to gobble you up?" Look, man, I don't mean to trespass. I just want to get to White Citadel. Could you please tell me the way? Oh, so polite. Well, I suppose that's worth a little something this day or age. The White Citadel isn't far. Just take the path to the mountain cave, and it's right on the other side, if you make it through. Could you turn my familiars back to normal? No, you'll have to come in and make me. Ugh. I don't have the option to just ignore what's happened and keep the piggy. Seems like something would happen in an episode of Invader Zim. Alright, fine. Knocked up the front door and paused to consider what you're about to do. Kick in the front door? Yes, kick in the front door. "Ah!" you shout as you... And although the door stays solidly closed, the door frame shakes with the force of your kick. Actually, the whole house appears to be shaking. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll kick your house apart. You've gone and done it now. Destroy them, my pretty pets. You step back from off the now violently shaking porch and fall backward on the ground. The house is unexpectedly lifted up about a foot and continuing to rise. Your familiar squeals and tries to hide behind you. Ah, damn it, you should have known. If a witch's house isn't the gingerbread type, it's probably the type that has chicken legs. Yaga Baba, huh? Except this one has spider legs. Long, hairy, chitinous, sharply pointed spider legs. Of all the various screw-ups you've inflicted on yourself during your adventuring career, attempting a frontal assault on a witch's hut, which subsequently turned out to be some kind of horrible spider monster, may have been the worst. Why? It doesn't have teeth. It doesn't have fangs. What are you worried about? The witch peers out of the window and cackles, "Kill her! Kill her dead! My beautiful, horrible house!" As the house scuttled towards you, you briefly wish you were friends with that other old woman who lives in a giant shoe. Oh man, it managed to hit me. Oh wow, really quite poisoned. Really? Oh, minus 70% to all attributes. Holy crap. Who, boy, are you poisoned? Are you ever? I mean, you're starting to think, maybe someone should just put me out of my misery so I don't have to deal with my liquefied internal organs shooting out the next time I take a dump. That's how bad you're poisoned. Oh, boy. Indeed. I'll just blast this thing. And I got a giant spider leg that I can use as a two-handed club. A giant spider scary. If a giant spider is scary, then someone who kills a giant spider, tears off one of its legs, and threatens to beat you over the head with it should be really scary. That's logic. I'm just picturing Spock with a spider leg now. Okay. Aw, happily nuzzles my foot with its snout. Have we asked if it wants to be turned back? What if it's happy to be a pig now? The witch is more ticked than wicked, and I suppose that's understandable, considering he just killed her house. Man, why do witches always feel the need to live in weird things? If they're not being killed by adventurers, they get infested with ants. Witch homeowner's insurance must be through the roof, metaphorically speaking. I'll get you, my pretty, and all your little piggies, too. Man, I'll tell you, the Wicked Witch of the West in the Wizard of Oz, the movie that they made back when, that was the best witch. That actress was incredible. Tries to let her cauldron boil and bubble, but can't stop watching it long enough for it to do so. Bubble. She mutters under her breath. She sounds crazy, but harmless. She mutters a dark incantation under his breath, but nothing happens. Maybe it's just a belch. With a sudden burst of inspiration, she stops to draw up plans for a house made entirely out of pudding that would stomp around on Sasquatch legs. She draws a series of runes on the ground, then points at each one in turn. You get a sprained ankle, a dislocated knee, an aching hip, a cracked rib, and a stiff neck, in that order. Ow. With the witch taken care of, you pick up her wand and flip a little switch on the side of it from pig to regular, and then turn all your familiars back to normal and put the wand in your pack. After all, you never know when you want a wand that turns dudes into pigs might come in handy. It'd be a pretty good party trick, if nothing else. Wand of Pigification turns your foe into a pig. This is an ordinary-looking witch's wand, which can turn things into pigs. If that makes sense to you, then it's plain that the word ordinary doesn't mean very much anymore. Eventually, the dimly lit forest trail leads you to a side of a large rocky hill that sticks out of the woods like a stunted mountain struggling from lack of sunlight. Your stomach churns as you contemplate being forced to climb over it or go through who knows how far out of your way to go around it. Fortunately, on closer inspection, you discover a cave entrance. With a bit of luck, it might lead straight through. You light a torch and investigate cautiously. The tunnel is remarkably straightforward. It twists and turns a bit, but doesn't branch, and the footing is solid. Eventually you come to a large chamber, lit by sunlight streaming through fissures in the rocky ceiling. The sight is astonishing. Not the sunlight itself, though it has been a while since you saw any, but what it illuminates. A room full of treasure chests of every size and description. So many you can't even count them. I don't need no treasure. Yes, the situation is a bit fishy, but come on! Treasure chests, tons of them. Oh, you could hardly pass up this opportunity and still call yourself an adventurer. Oh, come on, this is an obvious trap. There are too many treasure chests to describe them all, but the three closest to hand are tiny ivory chests with weathered nickel fittings, an average-sized sandalwood chest with glossy aluminum fittings, and a normal-sized ironwood chest with vintage gold fittings. Your adventure senses tingle. One of them is certainly trapped, but your meat radar is way louder than your adventurer senses. I got plenty of meat. I don't need meat. I'll open number 2. What? I have no choice but to keep examining chests. It's gonna go until I hit the trap, huh? A huge cardboard chest with glittering nickel fittings. Oh, now I want to see how far I can keep this going, even though it's just random. I could just leave, but... A tiny maple chest. Huh. Is it going to keep doubling? Okay. 400 more than the previous one. A small mahogany chest. Oh no, it finally got me. Oh wow, it beat me up. Beaten up. Huh. Look at my stats. They've managed to hit 111. Revealing the sharp right teeth of a mimic. Clamps down your head and shoulders, shaking you like a terrier shakes a rat. You quickly pass out from the combination of pain and fetid stench of the creature's breath. A horrible combination of rotten meat and mothballs. The 4,000 you found is gone. Yeah, I figured it's going to be something like that. Alright. Kind of tempted to just jump into a place and get rid of that ridiculous poisoning. You fight a nacho golem. Your path is blocked by, well, you're not sure what it is exactly, but it's pretty gross. It appears to be a giant pile of thin triangular shards of something coated in a viscous bright orange sludge. You know, actually, it looks like the world's largest pile of truck stop nachos. Uh-oh. The pile begins to quiver, then quake. The chips begin to slide across each other and link at the edge, glued in place by the cheese that oozes between the cracks. You stand transfixed in awe as a mass of nachos reconfigures itself into a horrible 8-foot-tall humanoid monstrosity that you never truly believed existed. The Nacho Golem. It looks like Lumpy has been recruiting some of the other terrors forsaken by the Source. Not good. So this is part of my... Oh! Secret Tropical Island Volcano Lair! This nautical chart, which is acquired from an assassin sent to you by your nemesis, depicts several miles off the eastern coast of Loathing. Prominently featured on the map is a skull-shaped island labeled Danger, Secret Tropical Volcano Lair. This looks like the sort of thing guys back at the guild would be interested in seeing. Not that they've been all that helpful so far. Oh, I have a friendly cheese blob. And I have his heart. This is a lump of crystallized cheese that served as his heart or brain or something. It throbs dully in your hand and really kind of creeps you out. Part of me wants to immediately jump out to that. No! Stepping away from the chests and expecting the passage ahead. Unlike the tunnel you got in here, it appears to be filled with maze-like branching paths. Pretty sure you'll never find your way back here. Biting your lip, you turn back and look at the chests. There's so many of them left unopened. They're so shiny. The tunnels twist and turn in labyrinthian fashion, and soon you find yourself hopelessly lost. Your torch gutters and dies, leaving you in darkness. Shuffling carefully down the tunnel with one hand trailing the wall, eventually you emerge, blinking, into daylight. Down a steep and rocky but climbable hill, and perhaps a mile up the road, you spot the object of your quest, the White Citadel. Sunlight gleams on its white plastered concrete walls and buttresses, and it shimmers almost like a mirage in the reflected heat of its asphalt parking lot. Those weird little hamburgers are so close you can practically taste them already. It won't be that easy, of course. You reflect as you pick your way cautiously down the hill and then start off along the road. There's always one final trial. As the forest parts and the White Citadel comes into view, you steel your nerve for what lies ahead. Hopefully it's not too anticlimactic, considering how it's been built up now. Oh, I have to use it. You investigate the map and notice a smaller, less confusing map in one of the margins. You follow a map to the eastern shore of the kingdom, where you encounter a kindly sailor who explains the rest of the map to you and also offers you to use his boat to go back and forth between the mainland and a secret tropic island, Volcano Lair Island. Okay. Alright, so I just use the map whenever I want to. I thought it was going to put a little island on my map somewhere, but I guess not. That's fine, it's fine. Let's go finish the White Citadel. Whoa. At least they look terrifying. As you approach the end of the road to the White Citadel, a mighty roar shakes the forest. You barely have time to ready your weapons before a giant Hydra-like monster storms out of the trees. Its many long necks writhing and spitting atop a huge, scaly body. You prepare to attack the hideous creature, but are interrupted by a loud, crooning howl behind you as a second monster appears at the opposite side of the road. This one thinner and snake-like, but with several wailing, fanged mouths. Looks like you're caught between a rock and a hard place, so to speak. You resist its assault by jamming your fingers in your ears. Howls at you, but it's the kind of attack your grandpa defended against, and you prefer something a bit more modern. He tries to stab at your defenses, but you throw him off by not being defensive. Wow. With monsters defeated, you're finally able to reach the end of the road. Not in a grim memento mori sense, but in a literal sense. The road to the White Citadel literally runs directly there and stops at the parking lot. Man, you really could have saved a hell of a lot of time if you'd listened to those two guys in sunglasses way back at the beginning of this. Oh well, like the fella said, in the end, the universe tends to unfold the way it should. Ah, the road is permanently gone, is it? Oh. White Citadel Satisfaction Satchel. This is the lunch you promised the guy in your guild hall you'd pick up for him. Considering how much you went through to get it, he'd better be sufficiently grateful. He probably won't be. Oh, let's see. Colas. Onion shurikens for some sleaze damage. Fries counts as a food. The burger counts as crappy food for some reason. I think burgers are amazing food, especially something with barbecue sauce and bacon on it. You there. Here you go. You're back! You got it! I can smell it from here. Gimme, please, gimme! Push the burger and fries through the slot in the crate. Ugh. And listen with slight nausea to the sound of Blaine cramming them in his face as quickly as possible. Ah, man, that really hit the spot. I've got any meat in here to pay you, but you can have this rabbit's foot's keychain. I've been sucking on it to try to get a little protein. Don't worry, I've dried it off. 7% more monster item drops and meat from monsters. A charm made from the foot of a rabbit, which is supposed to bring you luck. At this point, you're probably expecting me to comment that it wasn't very lucky for the rabbit, but in fact, this particular rabbit lived a long and happy life, filled with good fortune, and his sudden death at the hands of a gnomish keychain makers prevented him from having to experience the horrible pain of death by bowel cancer. Also, his wife and bunnies made a huge packet on the life insurance. Okay. Alright then. To the secret tropical lair. A boat. You approach a guy dressed in a blue jumpsuit named Earl. You assume that's the guy's name and not the jumpsuit designers or the jumpsuit itself. He appears to be unloading some crates from a rowboat dragged up on the beach. One of several loads, judging by the size of his pile. Excuse me. Oh, thank God. Please tell me you're one of the temps the service sent. He looks you up and down and scowls a little. You're not, are you? No, I was just wondering what's going on here. He sighs and turns back to the boat. Tell you what. Help me lift these crates and I'll tell you whatever you want. You spend a half hour or so hauling crates up past the high water mark. Eventually the boat is unloaded and the crates organized. Earl leans against the stack and wipes his forehead with a spotted handkerchief. So, you see that large building up there against the side of the mountain? You take in the building, which is a fair bit different from the other buildings you've seen, though it looks like the architect had a good time designing it. Yep, convention center. That's what's going on here, is a convention. A convention for what? Slimes, jellies, ambulatory gravies, all that kind of thing. They rented out the whole damn center. Disgusting. Does sound pretty gross. Gross! Doesn't begin to describe it. Can you imagine what state the carpets are going to be in? Makes me itch just thinking about it. I'm the head janitor for the place. Had to call in a whole platoon of extra hands for cleanup after they're gone. Extra cleaning supplies, too, he says, gesturing at a stack of crates. The owners had better have gotten one heck of a fee for those things. Let me tell you, they'll need it to pay my overtime. I could tell you all about carpet care. I've sometimes contemplated making videos just on the way to properly maintain and clean your carpets, because it's information that nobody seems to possess. It's not complicated, it's not hard, it's just a few things that, you need to know. Still, I wouldn't want to invite a whole bunch of slimes and wandering gravies to wander about the places that I work. So if I want to get in there, forget it. It's slimes only in there, or at least past the lobby and in the convention proper. They brought their own staff, security, everything. Not a single human in there, nor anything else with a proper shape. Even threw me out. The security users said, well, not so much said, but made themselves pretty clear, that I weren't to come back until they were finished and gone. I liked the carpet we had, too. I thought it was pretty classy. Probably gonna have to rip it all out and start again. Earl, what's in those crates? What do you think? Goo Gone, economy-sized gallon jugs. Mind if I take one? What do you got in mind, lady? I'm not entirely sure yet, but I'm thinking I can save your carpets. I might at least be able to get the convention to shut down a little ahead of schedule. Earl glances about shiftily and pries the lid from one of the crates. He hefts a jug out, fits it with a spray nozzle, and passes it to you. You didn't get it from me, he says with a wink. A family-sized jug of industrial solvent that's been fitted with a hand spray nozzle to make it easier to industrially solve your family. Dissolves slimes. If I dress up as oil, can I get in? Probably not. You step into the building's lobby. You're confronted by the sight of a huge crowd of slimes of every type and composition imaginable. Oozes, gravies, colorful wobbling blobs. They stand, if that's the right word, around in small groups talking, see previous parentheses, with each other. Some of the slimes appear to be selling things to other slimes. There's also a queue of them waiting to get through large double doors into what should be the building's main hall. The carpets are an ungodly mess. You look around. Several of the slimes take notice of you and begin to quiver agitatedly. It looks like you're not exactly welcome here. I want to make jokes relating to that time I was reincarnated as a slime, but just nothing is quite jumping to mind yet. Oh no, I need higher stats. Well, I guess we'll have to go someplace else. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Vendor slime. This bright red slime that's selling fandom-related merchandise to other slimes. Not sure what the slime equivalent to a t-shirt would be, but the thing is attacking you now, so it's a good time. So now's not a good time for you to be browsing its wares anyway. Holy shit! You have one of the action figures to play with it. It shrieks. Yeah, that's about what you get for that. All right. Fighting a booth slime. It's a bright blue slime, appears to be the equivalent of a booth babe. That is, its job is to attract other slimes to a convention booth via the display of whatever functions as sexual attractiveness for slimes. You do notice that it appears to have a thong and push-up bra floating inside of it. Blast that thing. One more and this poison will be gone. Okay, there we go. Fan slime. A bright yellow slime dressed as a slime, but a different slime. One that is a popular character in some slime-oriented cartoon or movie or something. Ah, there it is. Our anime. Doesn't look particularly different from any other slime you've seen, so I'm not sure how you can tell. Also, there's a sign that reading free hugs, which is kind of gross. It tries to give you a free hug, but you tell it it couldn't pay you enough to accept it. I'm asking you a trivia question about a popular slime television show, but you're not aware that there's an invention called the television and that on it they show shows. The slimes are more advanced. They're a more advanced civilization. Does it even notice I'm slowly burning it to death? Oh well. Wonder what we're looking for exactly here. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for a slime disguise, right? Can't I just wear them? I mean, it's a little gross. Even grosser than wearing most dead things, but still, no luck. Oh, you know what I'm not doing? Let's try the, what was it called? Goo Gone? Goo Gone. Right? Wasn't that the name? Wasn't that the name? Hold on. We'll investigate this. Bottle of goo gone. Okay, B. Clearly that's my mistake. Tries to argue dubbed versus subbed. The eternal battle. What do you want from me, game? What do you want from me, game? I'm not finding items from them. They're not dropping anything. It's gotta be at the convention lobby. Sooner or later, something needs to trigger. Also, we've got these 5 little islands to make this a sort of skull, even though we don't have... I mean, the volcano and the lake aren't really proper eyeballs. I wouldn't call this island Skull Island. Alright, well, here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to drink our milk. And then we're going to have to go over to our consumables. We could just eat a bucket of honey. Spicy jumping bean. No, wait, where's insanely spicy? There you go. She just loves her insanely spicy burritos. Okay. Alright, we're good. Alright, 69 adventures. Surely one of them must solve my problems. It's gotta be here in the convention center. I don't think the Goo Gone was helping any. Could be mistaken, though. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nothing? I'm beginning to think I have completely the wrong approach somehow. Maybe I did need to use Goo Gone. Maybe I need to make it so that the Goo Gone is what kills them. Yeah. I mean, it's slow. It lets you sample all the amazing varieties of corrosive slime secreted by slimes all over the world. You find that one blistering chemical burn is pretty much the same as another. Come on. Die by Goo Gone so I can see if it does anything. Goo Gone sucks. So they're spraying. Oh, here we are. Vial of red slime. Quest item. Cooking ingredient. This is a small vial of red slime, which you collected from the remains of a dead ooze of some sort. Not sure where you got the empty vial from. Probably the same place cocktail crafters get their martini glasses. Doesn't say usable. It does say cooking ingredient. So maybe I'm going to need 2 of them. Oh, I can use it. Slimy strong, plus 50% muscle. Seems the slime you drank has found its way to your muscles, bulking them up a little. It feels horrible, like having slugs wiggling around inside your arms, but you can't argue with the results. Ooh, no. Okay, well that doesn't help my situation any. I wish I had some percentage-based damage for this. Using the goo gone got me that vial, so I can't be sure, but I think this is what I need to do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put the goo gone, guess, in place of that. Hey, look, red slime again. Yep, killing them with goo gone is definitely the way to go. Okay. Alright. Alright. What? Ah, fork. I'm assuming that I need something non-red. A blue vial, perhaps, or a green one, or yellow. Okay. Strength, and then that one would be Moxie. A blue one would probably be Mysticality. Okay, there's blue. Okay. That's one of each. Now, what do we do? What do we do? Blue plus vial of red. Vial of violet plus vial of yellow. Brown. All attributes minus 30%. We tried mixing together some random samples of slime. It is basically the color of failure. Oh no. Using this goo gone is amazing though. But it's slow. There's yellow. Ah! Come on. Go down. Okay, we just need a blue one now. Give me blue. Just running around with a spray bottle, spraying this all over them. Ah, take that and that and that and that. Kind of want to see that in like a serious 3D, like an FPS or something. All right. Looks like transparent blue toothpaste you get sometimes. I don't recognize brushing my teeth with it. Presumably. Let's see. Vial, yellow slime. Presumably you had an empty vial on you already. I don't think the ooze in question was carrying around a little bottle of its own slime. That would be strange behavior for an ooze. Unless it was some other ooze's slime, which is carrying around as some sort of souvenir, and I'm going to stop thinking about this now. Alright. So what I'm going to do is... orange. Yeah, okay, I mean, yeah, alright. Slimily strong again. Mysticality plus 100%. The slime's in your brain. You can feel it wiggling, jiggling, solving differential equations for you. Okay, it's handy, but still... I have to be able to mix the colors in some way. I have to be able to mix the colors up in some way. You know what? Tonight, I'm going to spend a bunch of time at this convention lobby farming slime vials. Tomorrow, we'll mix them together and see what I can make. Because that has to be the solution. So I'm just going to gather vials for a bit. And use these remaining adventures mostly on that. Alright. And I have 800 max MP. Holy crap. If I threw the ball pit in on top of this, oh my gosh, what if I just charged in to fight the fishes right now in the sea? I'm going to need to make sure I save some vials of this stuff for later. This might be how we take the sea tomorrow after this adventure. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to go. Well, anyway, until next time and every time, this is Hadriex signing off. See you tomorrow.